Welcome to the May video tutorial for KT's Card and Craft Club. This is the tutorial for the note cards that fit into your card box that we just made. And the lower two cards that are shown in your instructions, those are the easiest ones to make. And I'll just give you a quick tip and hint on making this scallop flower here. I used EK Success. I just punched out one of the scallops. It's about a 1-inch scallop. And then this is a little trick to make flowers out of any scallop punch. You just punch out your scallop flower and then you just put a dot right in the center of the flower. And then you just take scissors and go right in between each scallop. Very carefully, you're going to cut right up to that dot, right in the center of that dot, but stop about 1/4 of an inch before you get to the dot. And you just do that in between each scallop. And you would do that all the way around, and it makes a nice little flower with some dimensions. And then all I did was add a glue dot, and then I put one of the Jolie's flowers over the scallop, and it makes a nice accent for your cards. And those are pretty self-explanatory, those two cards. Those lower right and lower left, you might want to start with those first. You can do one of these card designs and just repeat those for 4 and give that as a gift, or you can use a combination of these designs. And then this is the top left design that I showed you. And then the next design, I'm just going to show you very quickly how I put these together. You just cut out all the papers in order that I've given you. I like to start with the largest measurement first, so you'll see in this upper right card it says the off-white base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch. So I cut my off-white piece. I started by cutting the 5 1/2 inch piece first, and then I cut the 4 1/4 segment, turned it 90 degrees and cut the 4 1/4 measurement. So I've cut those, all the ones that I've shown in the instructions. I've cut all the layers there. I adhered the first 2 layers. And then I just wanted to show you very quickly how I like to adhere things. I don't put the adhesive all the way to the very, very edge unless for some reason on a project it calls for that. But if you leave the adhesive off the edges, it allows you to have a little bit of play when you're trying to line up your borders here. And I try to get on 3 sides equal amount, and then I just press down firmly. That's how I get a very even border all the way around. And then I'm going to do the same thing now on the back of that pack of layers. And again, I will try to align and see how much space I have on the top 3 borders, and then I just place that down. And then I said to take a 1-inch scrap of this paper that we have for our card box, and so I have a 1-inch piece of paper, and I'm just going to cut right on the diagonal to make some corners, some corner accents. And this is a quick way to give a very easy uniform look to your cards. And let's see, I'm going to be attaching a flower, so I'm going to use this piece here at the bottom, and I am just lining up, making sure I have about the same amount of white space on both sides of this triangle. And then I'm going to adhere the top one. And same amount of white space. And then there's a little bit of a space there. I'm going to fill that in with an accent on the Jolie's. I'm just going to put a glue dot right about there. Just whatever your eye sees. And this has a little extra adhesive there. And then I'm just going to put a flower there just to give it a little accent. I got some adhesive here on my paper, and I love these rubberized squares. This actually is twice the size, but I cut it in half and sometimes in a fourth so I can get as much surface area as possible, and that just takes off the adhesive very nicely. Alright, so then we have our top two designs all set and the bottom two designs, and again, if you're new to card making, you might want to start with the lower two designs. Those are the easiest ones to make. Alright, enjoy and have fun this month with your card club projects.